Hello YouTubers, here Joe Kersey on January 27th, 2014 at, 15:42 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Here, see, Lewis Center is where we sort of nominally live, although that's not our post office address. This is 6 degrees. Okay, now that temperature is at the sort of sewer water processing plant to which our lift station down there across the creek, which I call the which I call the secret police station. That's to where they pump the stool. Now Paul's going to go on a trip down to the mailbox while he has a smoke. He's pulling the icicles off the roof there. Be careful. Oh, dear Jesus God, please be careful. And be careful. He's going to go get the mail. And I've got to go change my battery now. So, alrighty. Here he comes. He's coming back. Seems not to have been killed on the road of death. Thank the good Lord. Walking up a little path that I kind of quasi-shoveled yesterday. Oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. Paul's been napping here the last hour or so. He went out and got a new truck battery today and bought this very spiffy watch because his watch died here a couple days ago. And he needs it in his work. He needs to actually have an actual watch rather than, trying to just check the time on his phone. And so got this battery. It's a 800 cold cranking amp battery at NTB, and he paid like $150 for it, but about $15 of that was tax. So anyway, he seems to have made it thus far. So hopefully he won't get tripped up here on this step of death here. So
success!
Success, excellent. Oh, thanks be to God on that one. All right, close that here. Well, very good indeed. What bit of nonsense assails us today through the U.S. Post?
Your economy.
Well, we have the Economist. That's always good. Well, except for the printer's ink that you have to sort of cut off the first 2 or 3 pages because of all the printer's ink.
Cable.
Oh, we got the cable bill. Well, that's the internet bill. That must be paid immediately.
Oh, you.
Well, thank you. That's very gracious of you to get that. Going down to the road of death to tempt fate. So despite the temperature there on the Living Earth HD that's taken up at the sewer processing plant, Let's see. I guess. Well, let's see. It says we're at. Well, I guess we have the same temperature, 6 degrees. Well, it says 6 degrees. I also can't remember what the temperature said there on Living Earth HD because it's a bit just a hair later than that. I'm actually out here to show you. Careful, Joe. So these tracks down there by the sycamore down there on the ice, which appeared here in the last couple hours. So there have been some creatures out there walking on the ice. And in any case, I want to show you this fine, beautiful sort of magic, getting near magic hour light here on the creek bank. So I'm going to give you a little appreciation of that, where my camera freezes up and the electronics freeze up. I'll give you a little more, give you a little view down there now. It is pretty. It's god awful cold, but it is pretty. And then, as Paul pointed out, when he was out here on his reconnaissance for smokes, here you've got these little footprints here coming out from underneath the deck there. See, you've got the step, and then the next to the bottom step, you've got these footprints coming out, and they lead around here to almost like somebody's thinking that something at the water bowl. Okay, well, there's no water in that water bowl now, I'm afraid. And then they trail off around up past, the old dog house, which indeed contains 2 dog houses, 2 dog loos. I don't know, is it a raccoon? Is it a cat? Hard to tell. Is it a rabbit? I don't know if it's a rabbit. It's hard to, no, that's because clearly down here, so you can see, my bet's on a raccoon rather than a cat. Well, you better hope I don't catch that raccoon. I do wet work on raccoons, guys. Well, upon further review, it seems that the Walker Woods Boulevard sewage treatment, water treatment plant, and our back porch are congruent at 6 degrees plus Fahrenheit. Yay!
Check it out, guys.
Yeah, get Living Earth HD. Oh, here's Paul's watch. Now, see, this is...
Check out my new watch for work.
Hold that real still there. Now, isn't that a pretty face? It's got a real face, and show them how thick that is from the side there,
Look at
Paul.
that sucker. Somebody gives you some lip, you can just backhand them and take them out with this brick.
Well, I guess you can with that one. Now, that's a quartz watch. It's it's an analog face. Initially, there was some discussion about whether that was a wind-up watch or not, but we're guys here, guys, so that when we finally read the destruction manual,
it confessed.
Yes,
it's battery.
It's a battery-powered watch. Still, it claims the battery might last 2 years. So that's $13 a year. Paul paid $26 for this thing. So $26 for the watch and $150 for the
$160
for the battery here.
156.9.
Well, yeah, so 160. So that's pretty much a week's pay for Paul. Still, one must get back and forth to work and be timely in one's work. So
beats that groany crank over going out in the morning.
Well, yes. I mean, the thing you don't want to hear is to not hear anything, isn't it? We've all had that experience, I'm sure.
Crap.
As I say, I've got a list of stories, but I thought I'd tie up some loose ends. Now, yesterday, I referenced another place in Matthew's Gospel where it said, Jesus said, I come to bring fire and a sword. Now, I got that quote wrong. What he said was, I come not to send peace but a sword. I come not to send peace but a sword. And that's in Matthew 10, verse 34. So, for those who are interested, you can check that out. And then, Paul had told the story of a fellow in the hotel that had just disappeared, flat out disappeared. And it seemed that on late Saturday night, is that right? Late Saturday night?
Yeah.
He reappeared. Just reappeared. He'd been gone 3 days, or the better part of 3 days, let's say. And he just reappeared, and then he stayed, Sunday?
Yeah, he stayed Saturday night, Sunday.
And he stayed Sunday night, and on Sunday night, he was the only person, paying guest. Well, quote, I don't know why they call them guests. They're clients. They're not guests, I mean, the hotel's charging them, so they're not guests. He was the only customer, let's say, in the hotel, paying customer in the hotel. Now, there were a number of other people staying.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of other.
Well, there were a lot of people staying, but they were staffed because of the various weather-related problems.
Yeah, because of all the damn snow.
So, snow and the cold, and apparently there were a couple of folks, that perhaps might be trying to game the system and get kind of a quasi-luxury weekend with their families to come piling in. But in any case, that was going on. And then this afternoon, I got a call from our neighbor Liz, and she said, had I ever heard the term snow rollers? Well, I'd never honestly heard the term snow rollers, although Paul seemed very familiar with it. See, he watches, they've got CNN and all this news stuff scrolling around in his work, so he hears all this stuff. And I don't watch the TV anymore, basically, except maybe a couple shows. Maybe occasionally I look at the PBS news when I can stand it, But I can't stand it too long because it's Judy Woodruff being Judy Woodruff. Anyway, snow rolls. So I said I didn't know what they were, and I said, well, describe them to me. Tell me, is there a context to this? And so she explained, and apparently it's one of these things where you have a certain type of snow and the wind gets blowing it, and then basically the wind creates snowballs that then keep self-perpetuating depending on the strength of the wind. And I did not know the term. I had seen that phenomenon before. And I had particularly seen the phenomenon when I was, when I was in Fort Wayne for 15 months. When I moved over there and when I came back, there was a period where I was hoping to, I was moving some stuff there, then moving some stuff back, and I would be driving this stuff in the cold because I moved up there in the winter and I moved back in the early spring. and you drive, and it's very flat in northwest Ohio and northeast Indiana, and the wind gets, a good steady run there from the Canadian prairies and over Lake Michigan, and occasionally you'd have the right kind of snow. And the right kind of snow is the kind of snow we had the other day, which I called either light wet snow or heavy powder snow. You know, that's got enough moisture in it, and then if it gets blowing and then gets rolling, then it causes these snow rollers. So
we're not talking balls like you would make for a snowman either.
well, maybe little miniature snowmen.
No, these.
Oh, they're
well,
like
I
cylinders.
saw-
Well, they're more cylinders.
What I saw today, yeah, they were round cylinders, kind of
Yeah,
like
they're like little
if
tubes.
you'd hold a donut up
Yeah.
and you had the hole in it. There were tubes that are about this wide, and they're all over the place.
Well, they're tubes. Yeah, because it's more of a cylinder thing, but well, hence rollers. I guess kind of like Timken roller bearing. I don't know.
or holding up a paper towel roll.
There it is. Let's see. One other thing I wish to add about yesterday's video at church is that if I said this, I didn't. Bears repeating. He sent his kids out to during church to clean off the older people's cars so that when they went to leave church, they wouldn't have to try to clean off their windshields and back windows and side windows and things. And he did sent the girl who's like 10 and a half, almost 11, and the boy who's 7 and a half, almost 8. He sent them out to do that. And they did a good job too. And
They did not complain about doing it.
well, the girl didn't, and usually she's the one that's got a lot of attitude. But very good. Very good. So I think I'm going to stop now. At some point here in the near future, I'm going to tell you the story about camping under the Jeremiah Mara Bridge. The bridge I referenced yesterday that featured in the story about this guy that got disappeared. Now, Paul claimed that he had heard that this guy's body was found several years later in the woods about a mile or so nearby, which may well be the case. May well be the case.
Somebody.
Well, as I said to Paul, I said very much like the road up here alongside Alum Creek State Lake here. You know, that area out there on Wilmington Road, immediately off I-71, was a notorious dumping ground for bodies. You know, if somebody did somebody in, they drove up there and they cut off the road, and it was a heavily wooded area. You just pull off and go down the road a mile or two and, you know, haul somebody just, you know, 50, 60, 70, 100 yards off the road and just dump them. I mean, so...
You know, like an old couch you do not want.
Well,
anymore.
we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to tell the old couch story.
No.
Well, we might, but we're not.
People throw
Well,
out
honey, you know, this is on the internet. This is ever amen. So let's stay clear of any unwitting felonies that might have been committed.
People always do it.
Well, I better cut this off here real soon here. So bye-bye, YouTubers.